volumize her. Oh, hey, Huskered. You guys with these names, I got to get them. Hey, Andy, how are you? Good to have you join on. Good to see everybody. Thanks for joining. If you guys could share the broadcast, that would be great. I think I shared it, but let's share it again. So we'll just give people a few minutes to pop on, and then we will get started. We are going to talk about the successful things that people do. Okay, I am sharing it on Twitter. So if you could do the same, that would be great. So we'll give them a few minutes. Hey, Vishanti. I am Vishanti. How are you? I want to talk about success today. Hey, nice woman. Thanks for joining. I appreciate it. Hi. If you guys could take a minute to share the broadcast, that would be great. I am talking about 4 things successful people do not do. Yes, I want to talk about success. I'm actually in the middle of writing an article for Entrepreneur Magazine, and so that's what it's about. So I kind of want to flesh it out with some people because I got it, but I want to just kind of bounce some ideas around. So thank you. Vishanti, thanks so much for sharing it on Twitter. I appreciate it. And hearts are always good. So whenever you hear something that you agree with, if you could just tap the screen and give some hearts, that would be great. Also, I want to know where you're from. Where are you guys tuning in from? Hey, Miss Jalicia? Jalicia? I'm going to go with Jalicia. Crystal Love, thanks for joining. Oh, Chicago. Oh, hey. I'll be in Chicago this weekend. I'm excited. Hey, guys, thanks for popping on. We're talking about success. I was just telling everybody that was on initially that I'm writing this article for Entrepreneur Magazine, and it's around the 4 things that successful people don't do. Yeah, it has been a minute. Thanks for being on Periscope. Oh, Canada. Nice. Nice. I haven't been to Canada in a while, but I have 2 sons, and they are determined to take a tour of Canada. So I think that's going to be on our list for next summer. So I'm excited. I've been to Canada lots of times, but I haven't been with them. So they're really excited about that. So anyway, so I want to talk about the 4 things that successful people don't do. I think we're always told like what we should do and what, to be successful, but there are also some things that I think that people who are not successful tend to do a lot that successful people don't do. So that is the focus of my article. And the first thing is most successful people, I would say 99.9%, they don't blame other people when things don't go right. So I was in a really high management position for the end part of my career. And one thing I learned is that really with me, and I think this is how it should be with leadership and for most successful people, thanks for the hearts, I appreciate that, is that you understand that the buck kind of stops with you. So if anything happened on my team, whether or not I was directly responsible, thanks for sharing, whether or not I was directly responsible, I was responsible. And any leader that doesn't understand that should not be in a leadership position because I'm the one that's steering the helm. And so at the end of the day, I have to answer for whatever happens on my watch or under my watch. So most successful people, they don't whine, they don't complain, and they don't blame other people when things don't go the way they should. So that's the first thing. And if you agree or disagree, I would love to know your thoughts. Like I said, I'm working on this article. So I would love to know what you think about all this. We all know that life is just not fair. Thank you for the hearts. We all know that life is just not fair. And that bad things happen to good people and bad things happen to good teams and that whole 9. But at the end of the day, somebody has to take responsibility, especially, like I said, if you are in the leadership position, even if it's not your fault. And you don't ever say, I'm the leader and it happened on my watch, but it's really not my fault. It doesn't work like that. So most successful people do not whine, they don't complain, and they don't blame other people. The other thing is, most leaders don't sit still. So it's like they're constantly like moving on to the next thing. They're constantly thinking about what's next. They're constantly in motion. And even, like sometimes I'll be with friends and we're supposed to be on like a spa day. And I'm constantly planning, like, what's next? Like, what is going to be the outcome of this? And if this happens, then what should I do on this end? I mean, most successful people are always like thinking about the next thing and thinking about what they can do. Especially if you're an entrepreneur, because I mean, the hustle is real. And so you always have to be thinking about like, what's next? What's going to be my next move? How can I leverage this situation? And so it's just this ongoing thing. And constantly staying ahead of everybody else. That's exactly it. Because the one thing I said on, I think it was either Facebook or Twitter. I can't I can't agree. Yes, I've heard that I think too much too. So I understand that. I don't remember if it was Twitter or if it was Facebook, but people always, oh, she stole my idea, or he took my idea, or I was planning to do that. And unfortunately, you can't copyright an idea. And so if you have an idea, but you don't act on it, and it's a good idea, chances are somebody else is going to act on it before you. So, if, you have to constantly keep going. It's just the way of the world. And, now things seem to move like at the speed of light. So you really have to, be very focused, on the next thing. I mean, I think that there's, seasons, like seasons of success. And sometimes your season is really busy, and other times you are able to kind of rest on that success. I mean, most people call it retirement, but it's certain seasons you have to stay busy, and as an entrepreneur, that's like a huge thing. So yeah, most successful people do not sit still. Most successful people do not allow themselves to be distracted. We do not become unfocused. We're very intentional. I think most people make the mistake of being busy instead of being productive. And so most successful people know the difference, and they're not going to get distracted by social media. They're not going to get distracted by, what everybody else is doing. Yeah, it's hard to stay focused. There's so many different things going on. We have to wear so many different hats, even if we are the CEO of our company. I mean, there's so many things that we have to get done. But successful people stay on track. And you figure out what you need to do that. Like for me, I have to have a to-do list. Like I have to have like the top 5 things I need to accomplish each day, like written out in front of me. And I have to like plan, because if I don't, then, and a lot of times I work from home. I worked really hard so that I could be at home. And so I work from home, and so the laundry, the dog wants to go out. I mean, there's so many things that could happen. And so I usually have a list, obviously I have more than 5 things to do, but there's the top 5 that just have to be done. And so I go by it, and I check it off. It's like a process for me. I cross it off, and then I make the list for the next day. And that is how I stay on track. And I have a very good assistant that knows that, I have ADD tendencies, and to, make sure that I'm staying on track. So, and I also sometimes will put calendar alerts. Like if I need something done by 2 p.m., on a Thursday, I'll put a calendar alert to remind me that, at 1, that this has to be done by 2, just because I know I can be unfocused, but because I know you have to be intentional to grow your business, and you have to be intentional. The to-do list becomes the done list, and that helps measure personal success. Yeah, you should see my notebooks. It's fun to look back and just to see how much, I've accomplished, even in a week. But that's what works for me. I think everybody's got to kind of find what works for them. But that's what works for me. I'm literally working on my to-do list right now. 2 things from Monday that have not been completed. All right, get to work. Good. Get to work. The other thing that I do, and this is not part of the article, this is just since we're talking about this whole thing. The other thing that I do that really kind of helps me is in the morning. Like I'm like you. I create my to-do list at night. After I'm well, not at night, but like when I'm finished for the day. And I review it at night before I go to bed, or before I finish work, whatever. And then in the morning, when I'm doing my my meditation time and my prayer time, I will go through the 5 things that I need to accomplish, or if I have a meeting or a conversation with somebody that I'm really anticipating the outcome, and I will envision it like all going well, and I will say thank you for amazing opportunities, and here comes my dog, amazing opportunities and awesome outcomes. And I just envision like my day going smoothly and easily, and, no challenges. And that helps a lot when you just put yourself in that mindset that you're going to have a nice, easy That's my oldest son, but he doesn't want to be on camera. It gives you a nice, easy day because the dog came and camped right by my chair. And so that works for me. But like I said, I mean, I think everybody's got to come up with their own system. And so that's the third thing. The first thing for people that popped on, we're talking about things that successful people don't do. And if you just popped on, I'm working on an article. If you can believe it, you can conceive it. If you can conceive it, you can achieve it. Well, I guess if you believe it, you can conceive it. I guess that works too. But the saying I've always heard is if you can conceive it, you can achieve it. I don't know. Okay, so the first one is don't whine and blame others. Mike, I'm not disagreeing. I think my memory is just as bad as yours. The other thing that successful people don't do is they don't sit still. They don't sit on ideas. They're like always on to the next thing. And then the third thing, which is what we were just talking about with the to-do list and everything, is you don't allow yourself to become unfocused. Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate that. And then I think the last thing, and I think this is really big, especially coming from, I kind of come from the entertainment world, and the, media and television and radio. And I think the other thing that successful people don't get, I think that's the other thing successful people do get, is that the world doesn't revolve around the successful person. I think that successful people get that they're just kind of like, nothing happens without a dream first. That's absolutely true. I think that successful people get that they're just a part of the process, and they're in that process to make it better. But they also believe that what they do is of service. So it's not just like a job. It's not like just like a business. Like they are really providing a service, and they realize it's about the greater good and making the world around them a better place. And so I think that, a lot of people, a lot of successful people are successful because they think that way. I don't know. Have you guys read the book, I'm going to get the book. Hold on. Have you guys read the book, The Go-Giver? You guys really should read this book if you haven't. Just say me if you've read it. I know a lot of people have read it. Thank you for sharing. Hi, Ralph. How are you? Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Thanks for the hearts. So The Go-Giver was written by Bob Burke and John David Mann. And obviously it's a play on the go-getter, which is what a lot of us, it's all about setting goals and ambitions. Some people's main ambition is just to get high. You mean like as in drugs? I don't know if that's an ambition. I don't know if I would say that. I don't know where you're going with that. And so obviously it's a play on the go-getter, which a lot of us, strive to be when we get out of college. And you're well. Okay, good. Go finish your to-do list. A lot of us, we're accused of being go-getters. But this is a different concept. The Go-Giver, and how it is really about being service and how you are successful when you make other people successful. And it's just a really good book. It's a really quick read, but it has a lot of value, and I love it. I've read it like 4 times. And I actually got another book by Bob Burke that I'm about to read because I just love his work. And you should follow him on Twitter. He's on Twitter, and he's really phenomenal. So anyway, so do you guys have any tips that you want to add, like things that successful people don't do? I'm just curious. We always talk about what successful people do. So this is just kind of a play on making it a little bit different. But what are your thoughts? What do you think that successful people don't do? Hey, T, thank you for joining. We're talking about the things that successful people don't do. So I'm waiting for input from my Periscope family. What do you think that successful people don't do? I gave you 4. I'm looking for additions. You guys got nothing. Well, that's awesome. So good. Well, thank you for the hearts. I'm glad that you guys joined. I hope that this has been helpful. Like I said, I was writing an article for Entrepreneur Magazine, and so the title of it is Things Successful People Don't Do. So those were just the first 4. You'll have to read the entire article to get the rest of them, but I will share that when it's published. And so thank you guys for hanging out with me. I am going to get ready for an interview. I'm about to do an interview with an author on Facebook Live on my Facebook page. So if you guys want to pop over there, it's an interview with an author of The Wicker Diary, and it's really a fascinating story. So I'm really excited about it. But my Facebook page is facebook.com/Nikki Woods 2, the number 2, and the letter U, Nikki Woods 2U. And so I'm going to go over there. I'm going to go get ready for that. And then that happens in 30 minutes. And so I'm excited. So, okay. Talk to you guys later. Thanks for popping on. I appreciate it.